Hi everyone, it's Kathy from Kathy's Happy Home. Today I thought I would do something that I've seen other people do on YouTube. And I'm going to tell you 31 things that you may or may not know about me. So here we go. Number 1, I am the oldest of 10 children. My sister Elaine is my full sister. And then after my parents got divorced, my mother got remarried and she had 2 boys. My father got remarried and he had 4 boys and 2 girls. But we never count each other as half siblings. We're all just brothers and sisters. So I am the oldest of 10. I've lived in Philadelphia my entire life. And I've lived in this house for 42 years. I met Joe at a Bible study 16 years before we got married. And the first time I got married was to Joe when I was 52 years old. And I have an associate's degree in library science. I wrote this all down last night so I won't forget anything. I worked for the Free Library for 19 years, and before that I volunteered for the library for 4 years. I worked for the Navy for 4 years making technical manuals. And I worked for the Academy of Natural Sciences of Philadelphia for 8 years publishing scientific books and articles. I really like books. My favorite color is aqua. I love watching prairie dogs at the zoo. I just think they're so cute. My favorite ice cream flavor is peanut butter. I like game shows on TV because while I'm watching them, it makes me think and I'm not just sitting there vegetating. I love to read, but I don't seem to have the time to do it anymore. I have to get back to that. I've worn glasses since I was in high school, and before that, my eyes were perfect. I like to cook, and I like to try out new recipes. Sometimes they turn out, and sometimes they don't, but it's always fun. Lancaster County is my happy place, and I think anybody who's seen this channel knows that that's true. The farthest I've ever traveled is to San Francisco, and I just loved San Francisco. It was such a great place. Expensive, but a great place. The only college class that I ever got 100 on, every single test and every homework, was Introduction to Science, Chemistry, Physics, and Astronomy. And looking back, I probably should have been a scientist instead of a librarian. Joe and I belong to the Bible Fellowship Church. That denomination used to be called the Mennonite Brethren in Christ, and our denomination broke away from the Mennonites because of doctrinal differences. I grew up eating a lot of Pennsylvania Dutch food. My sister and I were raised by our great-grandparents after our parents were divorced. I'm fascinated by Tudor England. I've learned so much about that time period since I've been retired because I've been watching so many YouTube videos and researching in books, and it's like having my own history class on Tudor England. I'm a direct descendant of Edmund Cranmer, the brother of Thomas Cranmer, who was Archbishop of Canterbury under Henry VIII. He's the one who granted the divorce to Catherine of Aragon and Henry VIII, and he's the one who married Anne Boleyn and Henry VIII. He didn't have a good end, though. He was burned alive at the stake by Mary Tudor, Mary the First of England, who was Henry VIII and Catherine of Aragon's daughter. And of course, she was Catholic and she hated him because of him divorcing her parents and marrying Anne Boleyn and being a Protestant. So she had him burned at the stake. His brother, who was my ancestor, Edmund Cranmer, fled to the Netherlands so that he wouldn't end up in the same fate. And my family has been in the U.S. since 1624. Okay, number 26. I didn't realize I was going that fast. I love history and almost finished my bachelor degree as a history major before I ran out of money. 27. I can play the piano and the recorder, but neither one very well. 28. Although I love peanut butter, I hate peanut butter and jelly. Ugh. 29. I got my first car at age 30. It was a white 1979 Chevy Vega. I loved that car. I could drive anywhere in that car. And finally I had to give it up when they weren't making parts to repair it anymore. And I paid $1,000 for it, and I paid cash. Number 30, I can trace my family back to the 1500s. And number 31, Joe calls me the walking hymnal because I know hundreds of hymns by heart. I don't have to look at the words in the hymnals. I just sing them out. So that's 31 things you may or may not know about me. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.